If you're shooting interviews of any kind, there are a couple of things that you can do to vastly improve the visual goodness. And it doesn't matter if you have super fancy equipment or equipment that's a little bit more budget friendly. You can always follow these couple of tips and everything will look a lot better. We have the lovely Dan here. Dan, put your coffee down. We have to do stuff. Okay.
Okay.
This is a mistake that I see all the time with beginner creators. They're interviewing somebody and they put them right up against a wall. They don't want some kind of weird backdrop, and so they just find a blank wall, put somebody right up against it, and shoot their interview. And so here we are. It isn't the worst thing ever. The good thing about it is that it's not too distracting. We can focus right on our man here. And we don't have a whole bunch of random weird stuff in the background. It doesn't look junky, but it doesn't look great. There are a couple things that we can do to make this a little bit better. One is we can actually white balance, because that's something people forget all the time. These lights, these are just our normal overhead kind of cheap shop lights, right? And these, as far as the white balance goes, are about 4,000. Boop. So we can shoot that with the right white balance, and that's going to help a lot. Ooh, look at, we have skin tone and everything looking beautiful.
Warmth.
Wait. So good.
I'm
so
alive.
Good. He doesn't look green anymore. So that's going to help a lot. The other thing that we can do is actually use some kind of video light. These overhead lights, they're almost never very flattering. And so what we can do, if possible, is we can cut these upper lights and actually use some kind of controlled light. I'm going to turn off the light. So we have the lights off. That means that we can actually control the light that's going to be hitting him. And I'm going to use this awesome softbox. I'm going to turn on this light, Dan, so don't get blinded. There we go. And we'll put this up a little bit. And now we have a light that we can actually control, and we can put a little bit more light on him like that. So now we have a much better image, mostly because we have a big soft light that is hitting him from the side instead of up above him. That kind of side lighting always looks a little better. But there's one big thing that will make this a lot better that nobody ever thinks about, and that is the distance between him and the wall. Right now, we can see that there is a shadow on this wall right here. It doesn't look terrible because we have a big soft light. It's a nice big soft shadow, but you can fix so much stuff just by taking him off the wall a little bit. So I'm gonna have Dan step off the wall, maybe just take one kind of big step forward. There we go. And now I'll take this back a little. Look at what happens to this shadow. He's probably about 1.5 feet away from the wall right now. And look what happens to this shadow. It's absolutely it's so soft. It's a massive, massive difference. And it's literally just the distance between Dan and the wall. Isn't that crazy? Let's bring him away from the wall just a little bit more. Dan, take another step forward for me.
All right.
There we go. And let's do this. Now we have him farther away from the wall, and now it's less about controlling that shadow and it's more about the darkness of the wall. Because what's going to happen is that light is farther away from this wall, which means the wall is going to get darker. So the difference between his brightness and the darkness of the wall is going to be greater, which means that we have more depth, we have more separation. And look at this. This is the same equipment, the same location, and look how much better that looks. I mean, it's night and day difference. It's so good. Now, if you have a little light that you can put behind him, this is going to make things even better. This is a little LED light. This is a M1. It's by Godox. And really, all we need to do is put the light kind of behind him. So here, it looks great, all right? But with a little bit of backlight, this goes from, it looks pretty good, to dang, that looks so good. So this is a great way to make your interviews look way better. If you start shooting it this way, literally just bring him off the wall just a few feet and use a light that comes from the side. Again, a big diffused light could be good. You could diffuse this with a shower curtain. You could diffuse it with a white piece of poster board. It doesn't have to be a fancy light like this. Of course, it makes it easier. Let's say you're out doing an interview though, and you're like, dude, I don't have all this equipment. I don't have that with me. What can you do? Well, these same principles apply even if you just got, nothing. So check this out. This is a Woobin G5. This is like a little work light. It's a little flashlight that you can recharge and it has a magnet on it. Look at this, it's a really bright light. Check this out, this is so cool. Get out of here, fancy light. This is a piece of poster board. Now check this out. I can put this poster board as close as I can get without getting it in the frame. And then we can bounce this off of this poster board and we can still get something that looks pretty cool. We can even set up a woobin back here. Okay, so there's our backlight.
Yeah.
And now we can get a pretty good light even just with these little flashlights. What's crazy. Look at that. That's pretty good. This is a video production flag. All I really want is a big piece of white paper here, a big white board. And I'm just going to, again, just bring this in as much as I can and then shoot this off of here. It does a pretty good job of lighting him just from this. But this will work with any kind of flashlight that doesn't flicker on video. Like these don't flicker, which is really nice. So you could light even an interview with these little flashlights. Isn't that nuts? So this is our first run at this same interview. And here's what we have now. It's crazy, that difference. And it's so easy. You can do this and you don't even have to know what you're doing. Like literally just follow this. Every video that you make is gonna look better if you start with good production like this. Good planning, good kind of blocking and everything. But the other thing that's gonna help your visuals is color grading. And I want to make sure that you have a simple, easy workflow that makes color grading simple and creative and fun and not overwhelming. So if you're stuck with your color grading and you go, you know what, I get this, I can move some lights around, but when I get to color, boy, then I want to invite you to our Simple Color Workflow Challenge. It is a 5-day live coaching experience with me. By the end of the challenge, you'll be able to do color grades in like a fraction of the time that you're able to now. And it's gonna be fun, it's gonna be creative, and you're never gonna be stressed about color again. There is a link down in the description, so make sure to check that out and shoot your interviews more like this, okay? See you later.